Hello, hello. Welcome to Minds on Mushrooms. I'm your host, Maggie Kirkwood. With me today, I am so honored. I'm here with Chuchu, who is the co-founder of Ceremonia, which is a very remarkable healing center that I'm so excited to learn so much more about. And I'm so happy you could join me today, Chuchu. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, hi Maggie. Hi listeners. Really an honor to be here and have a beautiful opening and heart-to-heart conversation with this beautiful mushroom believer.
Oh, thank you.
We're all mushroom believers.
That's so funny. I have been using that exact verbiage, mushroom believers, and we are connected and we unite. And yeah, I'm just the little bit that I know about you in Austin looks fantabulous. So
Fantabulous.
I really would I like to ask all my guests kind of how they found themselves in this beautiful, magical space. And yeah, do you want to, I want to leave it to you to kind of tell me what brought you here and how we can learn more about your amazing services and how you're healing so many.
Yeah, thank you. And since we're starting with the mushroom believer, I just feel called to share a prayer of the mushroom that Alex Gray just recently shared with me. I was at Burning Man hosting a panel with Rick Doblin and Alex Gray and the mushroom ceremony. I was leading a mushroom ceremony at Center Camp with hundreds of people. And Alex Gray shared this beautiful prayer. I would love to share it.
I would love for you to share it. Thank you.
Yeah? Okay. It said, mushrooms carry the wisdom of the earth, the cosmos, and the self-knowledge that illuminates the light within. They can connect us with everyone and ignite a soul fire across the world. That fire, that burn, is within each of us. Each one of us is the flaming candle of the light that we all truly are.
Wow.
That's why we're mushroom believers.
That just felt so good. And that was beautiful. Thank you. So first of all, you're returning from Burning Man with all these amazing people. And gosh, that was just so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
I already hosted 4 retreats since Burning Man. So like a month ago. Back-to-back retreats with different amazing leaders who either, have been benefited so much from mushroom or just learning. Yeah, I love my work.
Yes. And I love how, from what I understand, you do work with so many profound leaders and they're experiencing transformation. And yeah, can you talk to us? So these most recent ceremonies, were they held at Ceremonia?
Hosted 2 at Ceremonia and 3 off-sites in San Francisco, New York, different area.
Wow. So tell us a little bit. Let's start with Ceremonia, if you don't mind.
Please.
I would love to know how your vision came together, how much work it was creating such a vision. Yeah. And where exactly is it located?
It's in Colorado, in between Boulder and Denver. And it's 20 minutes each way and 35 minutes from the airport. And we choose Colorado because we actually moved our life from LA to Colorado for this retreat center because the legislation and it has been really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nonprofit. And the reason we created it as a nonprofit because we used to work for a different organization that is for profit. And when we realized this, healing is not something for sale. It's Yeah, we to protect the integrity of the work, and we want to make it more accessible. And we
Mm,
want to make it legal because we talk about safety is the most important element for us to journey with this. So if we carry the burden of like we're doing illegal substance, then that energy can also transpire into our experience. So it's all
wow.
consideration, to offer the maximum amount of safety and to also protect ourselves and protect the people who are um, trusting us, trusting the mushroom with this
Mhm.
work. And yeah, that's why we make it a legal nonprofit in Colorado.
Yes, because in Colorado, it is, or psilocybin is legal,
Mhm.
correct? Okay, yes. Um, yeah, I mean, how fantastic. I feel that spaces such as yours are just truly such a win-win because
Mhm.
not only can, people who are hoping to experience profound transformation, it's such a big deal. And to be guided by um, you and feeling safe and
Mhm.
true. That's the first time I've heard, talking about the medicine illegally. It does change, or as knowing that it's illegal with
Mhm.
kind of that weird anxiety does change the energy. I'm so
Yeah,
happy
because
for
we
you
don't. Mhm.
that you can
Yeah, we don't want
practice.
the energy of shame or guilt,
Mm,
right? Everything is energy.
so true.
Mhm.
Um, wow. And so are you just constantly having ceremonies or
Mhm.
how do they all come together?
How do they all come together? Um, yeah, I think right now I'm at a place of really working with the best facilitator as my team and having the like most impactful heart driven leaders to find me. And so my work is very mm, busy in a way that is very fulfilling. And in Ceremonia, we have 2 journeys every month,
Mm,
and from you know mostly referrals, but also from therapist um, referral or online. For we have like everyone who want to do this work safely and done enough research, they would end up finding us. So that's how coming together. I work with a lot of organizations such as like Aspen Institute, YPO, these entrepreneur organizations, because that's
mm,
where my background are from, and
yeah.
started working with this type of people. Type A, left brain,
Mm,
very scientific driven, very strong mind. Yeah, these are my specialties.
got you.
Mhm. Yeah.
um, can we talk a little bit more about you and
Mhm.
what makes you a believer?
Oh yeah, yeah. So, look at me. You can tell. I actually grew up in China. Um, I came here when I was 21. I'm now 29 years old.
Okay.
Mm. So yeah, my life has been drastically changed by by psychedelics. Growing up with a lot of separation from my helicopter parents, especially my mom.
Mm,
And I actually left home uh, 15 with the belief
oh,
that
wow.
I don't deserve love. I
Mm,
have to achieve so much in order to be loved,
mm,
and I have to fight for my freedom to escape. And I went to the Harvard of China and did investment banking
mm.
and just feel more and more miserable. And then even like that, I came to the US and founded my own company and made like millions of dollars when I 24 years old.
BTW.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, like it looks so good on
Mm,
paper, best school, best jobs, and yep, like make so much money at such a young age. But the thing is, like my there's I can feel almost like physically there's a hole in my heart that I don't feel
mm,
complete. I don't feel like happy and seeking. My first stop was at Burning Man. That's why I love it so much. It's
Aw.
really like showed me the possibility of humanity, of imagination, of love, community, generosity, and also I think like my first mushroom experience was also in Burning Man in that context, just like completely heart opening.
Mm.
Um, and I think like had many this type of opening. I remember first time calling my mom saying, "I love you." My mom's like, "Are you on drugs?" So I was like, "Bye,
Oh,
mom." but
oh,
truly, it's like, yeah,
yeah.
I don't even call her myself, let
Mm.
alone tell her I love you. Like that's not a language in my family.
Yep.
Remember, yeah, a peak experience that really, really um opened me. I remember when I feel the medicine coming into my body, I feel this pure bliss and a lot of tears in my eyes. You know, like the bliss feels like a thousand orgasm combined. That kind of like bliss in my
Uh,
body,
yeah.
and then I have the memory of my parents. My mom loved me as from a baby, and hold me, running me to hospital, and then all the memory of her yelling at me, like screaming, beating me up,
Mm.
just all the memory, all, you know, like everything everywhere all at once in
Mhm.
that form of bliss.
Mm.
And from that moment, I kind of like understood all the pain, the suffering, and the abuse, you know, the violence that coming from my mom. I can experience that from a sense of unconditional love. And that's what completely transformed me. That hole in my heart just like magically fulfilled with self-love. And I was able to accept my parents, accept all parts of myself. You know, it's a long journey, but that is the beginning. And from
Wow.
that moment, I decided like there's nothing more important to have more people to feel this feeling, to understand this love, to come back to their parents, to their loved ones, and to feel whole and to feel hopeful, to feel free, to feel excited for
Mm.
life. And
Wow.
that's how
You said that so beautifully, and I resonate just so much with what you said, and I couldn't agree more.
mm,
I would love for so many to be able to just experience. For me, I say like pure euphoria
mhm,
and understanding, because I think that you have to see the dark to see or be brought to light, and yeah, you see the good and the bad, and but then you understand and acknowledge.
mhm.
Yeah.
So that's the first, that's the intention, right?
Mm.
But it's another whole journey to be, you know, let's say qualified or to become like really good at it. And
Yeah.
I share, you know, it's like taking mushrooms can be a rolling a dice. If you're lucky, you can have a euphoric experience. You can also have a bad trip,
Hmm.
and to do this work safely. You know, I'm very academic trained
Hmm.
and very particular, and I want to understand and want to understand. I also want to see like Ramdas. I want to see how can I get this state without the medicine too. So I
Yeah.
started learning, you know, from my own lineage, like Taoism, Buddhism, Eastern
Mm.
philosophy, mindfulness. It has been, yeah, part of my life, and I get to deepen these connections and practices with a different new lens. You know, a felt sense, like an embodiment. And
Yes.
then I did a lot of trainings, you know, go to Esalen to learn Gestalt therapy, to learn, you
Mm.
know, internal family system with Dick Schwartz. All these I most celebrated psychology models. I
Wow.
did read a lot of neuroscience research and even doing some research myself. And just like combination of the, you know, the philosophy, mindfulness, and psychology, neuroscience, and also like learn with different teachers and shamans, and how I hold ceremony with mushrooms, very
Mm.
inspired, influenced by ayahuasca, especially like people Peruvian tradition, like
Mhm.
very inwards. So it's like I spent all these years
Mm.
traveling around the world and learn from the best teacher and then experience the best practice. and try to basically putting together what works the best for me, but also in a way that designing an arc that I can guide people to a better and better place, more empowered, have more awareness, more connection. Therefore, we can have more trust in ourselves, developing more safety to go deeper with the medicine, to surrender deeper. Like it's such a intricate. Once we start, to study this, there's hundreds of variables to make the journey, more spiritual, more deep. There's so much to say
and
on that.
never ending, right? I mean, learning just, I feel like scratching the surface, and yeah.
So fun.
I'm so proud of you, and all your accomplishments are just amazing. And you truthfully are working with amazing people, and what an amazing job that you're doing. And I know, I see how it makes you feel fulfilled, and it's like your life's purpose, obviously. So I appreciate hearing more about when you were, actually doing wonderfully physically and creating your first business that made millions, but you just couldn't turn away from your heart and what was leading you to a whole nother path, but essentially the path for you to choose you, right? Like, so I'm very happy for you. And I am curious, so psilocybin, is that mainly the medicine that you work with? Do you do anything with LSD?
I'll clarify my. I love study psychedelics. Love study and using different medicine for different setting, different intention, and different modality. But because of the legislation, mushroom is the safest medicine to work with. So in the ceremonial context, especially with group work, mushroom and ayahuasca is the main medicine that I work with. But in life, I study all the medicines. LSD is one of my personal favorite.
Me too.
Yeah. Yes.
Maybe this is a good segue. Would you mind sharing more about your mindful practice? If you don't mind me sharing, just real quickly, I've been, I guess, self-discovering with psychedelics for about 3 years. Decades ago, I had them, but not intentionally. But I think it was LSD that made me realize, going inward, meditating, connecting like with the universe, like helped me to tap into deeper states of meditation. Is this something that you practice? Or I'd like to hear more about, I guess, connecting with the universe, and just hearing somebody speak about it and normalizing it, perhaps.
Yeah. I think like for all the work that I do, a lot of people come here for healing trauma, for mostly, people think they are coming here to heal trauma or finding their purpose or getting unstuck. But most likely we will arrive at a place is spiritual connection. And the spiritual connection is the oneness that you're like, we use words to describe different feelings. You call it connection with universe. People call it oneness. And people call it spiritual experience. I just want to preface this that we are all talking about the same thing using different language. And I believe that healing trauma, finding purpose, living a better life, it's all a byproduct once we really fully felt that connection with universe, that sense of oneness, and that there is a greater power that we can relax and trust into. And I believe that all healings are a byproduct of that connecting to that truth.
Mm.
And I believe that, the whole heart of my work is the word connection, but it's mostly connection is from the connection with universe. And
Okay.
then from there, connection with ourself, like
Mm.
really the improving our relationships, like connecting with ourself truly. Then we
Mm.
meet everyone there. And then from there, we improve our connection, such as, what I shared with me with my mom, my family,
Mm.
friends, all the people we love, and to a place is not all everyone and not all beings, but everything we see, that we experience ourselves as the pure awareness, pure loving awareness. And
Mm.
from that place, we are all connected, right? The universe, it is the pure awareness that is within us. And I find, psychedelics is like taking a helicopter. If we do it right with the right setting and guidance and support, we can very
And
much
belief.
take it.
Yeah.
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 Helicopter ride to that place of oneness. But like everyone said, that true, if you want to go see the flower, touch the flower touched by the wind on the mountaintop, you still need to hike every step to go to the mountaintop. You go
Mm.
into the helicopter ride, brings you pretty close, pretty true, pretty real. But the daily practice is what I believe.
Mm.
Keep us
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. It is such a practice, and it takes energy, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so do you mind my asking, how is your relationship with your mother now?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. My mom, I think for her entire life, she living in the energy of resentment and anger, guilt and fear, very paranoid, and she probably can be diagnosed with a bunch of mental health labels. And before me finding my own healing and bring love to her, but to a place that basically after that experience, I showed up very differently to her. Almost 3 years from a place I would hang up on her because I just couldn't tolerate
Mm-hmm.
her complaining the same thing for 300 times and just like negative energy, to a place I would hold her, reflect back to her, and just give her exactly what she's looking for, and cathartic releasing on every phone call, to a place that my mom messaged me that, thank you for teaching me what love is. I've never understood what is love. Now I can go heal me and your grandma.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom even told me, because I shared with her I'm doing this nonprofit. I shared with her I donated all the money that I could have buy you a house, but I decided to run this nonprofit to help other people.
Mm-hmm.
My mom retired and she's volunteering in China, and like nobody volunteers in China. Everybody works for money. My mom said, like, you inspire me. Like I would
Oh,
never imagine do this, but you help other people, and then I want to help other people too.
that's
Mm-hmm.
so special. How amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, medicine. And it's also work too. And yeah, that's such a beautiful story and very inspiring.
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, so let's see here. I was maybe going to talk about, do you have any exciting events, or let's promote some things. I'd like to hear what you got going on, and what you'd like to share with the listeners.
Mm.
Or
Mm.
even
I
personal
don't. Yeah.
websites, we can have those linked in the description. But
Mm-hmm. I don't have anything that I'm excited to promote. I just want to like share for your listeners, for like knowing, like that connection we're talking about
okay.
is possible for every one of us, and we can get it through mushroom. We can get it from just paying attention, being present in our life, and that's many of you guys maybe already experienced. And I really think it's important to cultivate that, to maintain the softness and openness in our hearts as we walk through life. And this is the best thing that I ever find, the last 2 years being service, last 3 years of finding the nonprofit being service for a long time, but like having a focused devotion to guide people through, we have had world leaders like best entrepreneurs, CEOs. We also have people who struggle with depressions, bipolars. We have like therapists coming, all range of people coming to Ceremonia. And what I find the common thing, like it doesn't matter the story that we come in our life. What do we do? What do we have? We all processing the same thing. We're all processing how can we find true love for ourselves.
Yeah.
How can we find more trust in ourselves and in life? Like it's all the same range of motion. We're all processing. We come with different intention, different story. We all land in the same place. And I want to share that, I talk about a lot of modalities and all those experiences and trainings and learnings. And if you want to sit with someone, and I now like trains people to do this work. And I always say that we can learn all the modalities and we can learn all the science about the medicine. But the most important thing is how can we holding a mountain like unwavering love for the people that we hold, to know every little thing, words, even a facial expression can create a butterfly effect in the person's life. Imagine how high is the responsibility. And from that place, when you look for someone to hold you and guide you, like, do you feel safe? And in addition to that, do you feel you are unconditionally loved by this person? And that's what I want to share.
I love that. I'm so interested myself just taking a look at some of your offerings, but I also wanted to get back to the connecting with the universe. It's so true. I think that although it took me a while to experience, but at the end of the day, I look at it as that's all we really have. So let's say we were bedridden or paralyzed, or it's this opportunity to create yourself. And I think I'm just sharing that because it was just kind of a profound thought I had recently. But then taking that belief that you can surrender, and if you can feel it and believe it and see it, it's around the corner. I mean, how amazing! That's how I feel. If you're in practice and staying, that's probably like top priority. I was going to ask, do you have any readings or books or people that you listen to try and understand the method of connecting and, reaping its benefits? Are there any masters or several? Yeah, I'd just like to hear who's inspired you there.
On that connection with universe? Yeah. When you talk about, who do I look for guidance and teaching? And really, it's kind of makes me feel so much gratitude for the teachers that had showed up in my life. I have a lot of like books, and we don't need more information in this world. We can get all the information we need, but what a teacher provides is that embodiment and that like trust and love in us, and also that embodiment to show us what is really possible. So I really much encourage us, finding our own teachers. My first very teacher is his name is Christopher Shane. He runs a yoga school called Yandara in Baja California. It's still running. I think it's the best yoga school in the world because of that teacher. And he's the one who built the foundation for me to hold space from a place of unwavering, unconditional love. And because I was very much held and witnessed him holding all the students who does not pay him or anything, and just providing guidance and wisdom and love unconditionally, like a saint.
Mm.
And his way of like looking at the world, ourself, and just like by being his presence is bring me closer to connection to source. And then my second teacher, his name is Jesus Hidalgo, who's an ayahuasca facilitator, who's also a Latin Grammy Award singer, medicine singer.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful human. Again, it's this beautiful presence of unconditional love, and he's always joyful. And he hold ayahuasca ceremony, and he's really like, he has like the discipline of a father. Like, I don't like the taste of ayahuasca, and every time he trains me, he holds a cup and it's like, drink. And then I will just like take a breath and taking my time and drink now. And then I drink one cup and he will ask me to drink more and then give me paste. And then as I'm purging, he's like, go help that person. Like, he just like always bring me to my edge with so much certainty and love. And he's so encouraging me to sing, to lead ceremony myself, and even with Aya, like he trusts me. Because of his trust in me, I have been able to tap into more of my superpower. I'm super grateful to have a teacher who unconditional loving, who hold the discipline and push me out of my comfort zone, and also extremely encouraging me, empowering me, trust me when I didn't even have that trust myself. And I have many teachers that I love, that I think many of us know, like my beloved Ramdas, and also Buddhism teacher Joseph Goldstein. They all have a lot of recorded podcast content. They're like really great materials. My teacher. I also have like mentors, and yeah, so many like teachers are one of the most, when I do gratitude meditation, I think about people I love, and then I think of my teachers. They're like the second category of all my priorities.
Wow. And then you say you're even doing some training for, yeah, that's so exciting. Yeah, I'm just so happy for you. Yeah.
I really love being a teacher. I really love empowering other people. I really love to unlearn the way that I was taught in China, that from a place of not good enoughness, from like you have to do better, from, there's so many ways to improve. And I really love to unlearn all of that and to hold my student, to really like empowering people, trust them, have them trust themselves more than they could imagine. I really love being a teacher as well.
Yeah, and you are so young as well. I think for a lot of the people I work with, we are, middle-aged, and many of us are just kind of waking up. So it's so wonderful to see somebody with the gifts that you have. And I couldn't be more happier. I'm so excited to check out Ceremonia further. Can you talk to us? Is it kind of like a big venue? I'd like to hear more about the space.
Yes, I'd love to. What you shared is interesting. A big part of me doing this and starting Ceremonia and doing nonprofit is because I felt that from a small town girl in China have no resource whatsoever to be able to experiencing this connection with universe and deep healing and freedom and love. There's no way this experience is for me. I believe we're all in a big consciousness movement, the universe moving towards higher consciousness. And I'm just very lucky to get to be a part of this movement. I get to be a small part that can contribute. Ceremonia is a really beautiful venue. I designed the space to be, to be providing the most safe and also beautiful environment to facilitate that connection with nature. We have a beautiful jungle inside. I wish I can show you now. Inside the ceremony room, a Japanese Zen garden with waterfall, fountains, and also a hot tub in the corner. And then we have a beautiful white altar with big windows and looking outside where you can see trees. And during the winter, people can lay in the ceremony room with a fireplace and see the snowfall from the big windows. And we also have a beautiful workshop room with like the most comfy, fluffy backjacks for all of our workshop, meditation practice, connection practice in between the ceremony. So the ceremony room also have like hundreds of different pieces of instruments, just like really, really beautiful.
Wow.
I think is one of the most beautiful in inland, like in retreat center in Colorado, in America, probably very intentional. And then we have a big 40 feet long pool,
Wow.
a big marble steam room, and cold plunge, and everything. It's we also have a big grotto with koi fish running around in the space. It's kind of like a mix of old and new, a mix of like rustic and luxury, a mix of like polarity. A paradox is the highest state of holding consciousness.
Oh, really?
Ceremonia is a beautiful venue that it provides all these contrast.
It sounds so incredible. I hope to see it one day, and I hope to show.
Please.
There's some media that we can share too, so people can take a look. But how wonderful!
What's most unique is not the venue, but our program. It's a synthesized integration of what I mentioned: the Eastern philosophy, mindfulness, and plus the Western psychology, neuroscience, and plus the Southern America's shamanistic tradition. So we provide a 5-day, that's our main program, 5-day program. You're starting with actually online preparation. 2 weeks prior, we'll send you readings, materials, prompts. We connect you with everyone on the group. We share stories, check in, and really like being human together. Before you even arrive. And then we arrived and we have all the awareness practice from meditation, different type of meditation techniques, very like slowly bring you deeper awareness. And from that and deeper to hold your attention, your ability to be more present, your ability to not taking over by your mind. You have body awareness and all those connections, like deeper and deeper. And then we do ceremony. And the next day we do integration and we do different workshop teaching you different tools. Those tools are from the most celebrated as modalities or best practice that we tested for ourselves or participants. We have hosted like more than 40 retreats and we improve based on feedback and research and every journey. Like this is what I'm super nerdy about is like there's so many little details to increase more safety, which my focus is like how can I bring that oneness, that spiritual connection, how can I make that more available and more potent for people who has no idea what they're gonna experience.
Yeah.
So like I geeked out on all the little details to increase that.
So okay, so it's a 5-day. How many actual times are they sitting with medicine? 3?
Three
Okay.
ceremonies.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow. Just quick question: are you a hape or rape user, or do you incorporate hape rape into the ceremonies?
I have them gifted by my teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a relationship with them myself.
Okay.
I serve them when it's needed. I
Oh,
don't use it every day.
mm-hmm.
I believe it's very high content of nicotine that like I've seen a lot of practitioners use it like no tomorrow. I don't believe that's good for our body. I believe any medicine, even their secret medicine, it's good to use in moderation. Use with intention.
Exactly. I have a relationship with it, but I actually mainly use for grounding. And like midway, I was unable to have my pre-podcasting hape just because when I take it, I feel this immediate just and the mental chatter really turns down.
Yes.
So it's wonderful also for meditation. But yeah, I just it's something that you really can use intentionally, I think.
Totally. I think with any medicine, it's the intention and the moderation, right?
Yeah.
I think hape, I love using it in ceremony because my teacher has showed me it's as like a regulator. If you feel too much medicine, then hape can help you purge and regulate down. And if you have too little medicine, then hape can also activate that. And then you see that mostly in ayahuasca ceremonies.
Okay.
And like mushroom ceremonies, I see more people doing that now. I love, it's always good to check in with our intention. It can provide a grounding experience, but are we able to ground without that as well? And we know that we're choosing that to ground rather than, oh my God, right now I'm feeling so much anxiety. I just want to myself to the center. Then it doesn't make any other difference than other substance that we use to escape our current state that we don't like.
Yeah. Just gonna say, when I started podcasting, so I think it's been 10 months, but I was having terrible anxiety. Different location, more on set, and it was weird energy. But anyway, that was the hape I had for the first time. It was so wonderful because it did provide this almost immediate, just wow, I'm okay feeling. But in general, I'm a fan of so many medicines. And my show is called Minds on Mushrooms, but I love that we can, talk about the others. So you've sat with ayahuasca yourself. Oh, you have not?
Many times.
Oh, many times.
That's where all my trainings comes from.
Yes. Okay. I haven't felt the calling yet, but it's fabulous. Fabulous for you. Yeah.
The way knows the way. We don't need to know the way. When you feel the call, the opportunity will show up itself.
Yes.
That's how it works with this type of medicine.
Yes. Alrighty. Well, it's been so fabulous talking with you. Is there anything else we can think of? I'll have some, like I said, links to, what's the best way?
I'm happy to share. So you can follow me on Instagram, Chuchu with love, for my content, my updates. And I also have a website called lovewithchuchu.com. And also, please check out ceremoniacircle.org. Check out the offerings from Ceremonia, and also personally, like going around to deliver the medicines to people who hard to find dates, who want to have a safer, more private experience. And I'm all available for all of that. And just really, really hoping that all the listeners who are here, who are already curious to find more trust and also due diligence, and to have beautiful experiences and be open and be connected to the love that is within us, that is us, and have this beautiful opening and connection with universe, with truth, and be loved and receive from these medicines. Thank you.
Thank you. It's been my pleasure. I appreciate your time, and thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you for joining the journey. You can tune in to Minds on Mushrooms on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts.